waiting is over. Yeah. Look, they say boxing is a death sport. Ashes to ashes, like trash in the alley. Cashes is cashes, which means we could compete. As long as I got breath in my lungs and my 2 feet and a strong heartbeat, we could rumble, young man. Put the gloves in your hands. The talking is over. All that we were arguing over is over. We could sit in silence before the noise and the roars and arena doors open. Before we throw hands, we satisfy the demands. This is for the fans, my legacy, my little mans who looked up at me like that. You're about to hurt them bad. Yo, this shit is serious. The big fish and the fisherman, the old man in the sea. But before you all see the violence and the bloodshed, we can sit in silence. But before you all see the violence and the bloodshed, we can sit in silence. Up off it. Yeah, yes, up off. But hey, y'all know what that is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's Taco Tuesday. Hey, baby. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz. Don't. All right, man. Look. Look at who we have here. Let me see who we have up here. Hold on. Let me see what Caesar has to say. Yo, Biz, the intro song is so fire. Salute. Shout out to you. Hit the Tyson bell. What's going on with you? Let me see. Who else we have? Mocha. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Lord. First I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Taco Tuesday. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, give it up for the Bonnie Hill.
Bring on lips with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. Kiss a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The burn down man can boing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. The war room. We're back. We weren't even gone. That long. What did we miss? Saturday. That was it. But it felt like, the war room, we so close. It just feels like it's a very long time. But I don't give a damn about what y'all have to say. We have to give it up to ladies. Hit the Tyson bell. Let me see. ShowBizz. Where can we send you scary movies to react to? Hit the Tyson bell. Send a link to my email, brother. Send a link. My email is behind again, but send a link to it. Glad the Biz is back. Had to watch too much of the Porter Way pod. That's my guy. Love you, boys. But y'all ain't the Biz. Oh, that's hilarious. Hit the Tyson bell. Oh, and that's the Black August. Maximum effort. Hold on, wait a minute. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Somebody said, damn, you got that right. And wait a minute, are we in a building? Are we or are we not in the damn building? Hell no. You got that right, brother. You got that right.
We
What do you
outside.
think can happen when you're outside? You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a convo that's fine. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask if he's alright.
And next, hit the Tyson bell. Hold on, the truth. He said Taco Tuesday in his LeBron voice. Hit the Tyson bell. Okay, all right. Let's talk. We have a lot to talk about today. We are doing a horror short. We are going to, like I said, the encore. We're going to end the show with a horror short. I think it's a short one, though. All right, I think it's like 6 minutes long. That's about what we need. No need to ruin your day, creep out your night. You know, I'm telling you, man, that last one about the doppelganger messed me up for a few nights, all right? I couldn't go up the damn stairs. I couldn't do shit. I ain't got that kind of time at 44 damn years old, all right? But the main topics today, you see in the thumbnail, you see Devin the American Dream Haney. You see Jerome Boots Ennis, and you see Javante Tank Davis. Isn't it ironic? Hit the Tyson bell. We're going to talk about irony today. A little word called irony, all right? And a lot of it has to do with, or it was inspired by, comments I've received over the past week. Hit the Tyson bell, all right? We're going to talk about Devin the American Dream Haney, who he's been ironic anyway. It's been some ironic shit anyway. All right. I mean, you know, he sued or was suing Ryan Garcia for battery, and then went out to a fair and battered somebody. So there's some irony. There's some irony making him the villain anyway. But what I don't want, hold on. Wait a second, everybody. Hold on. What I don't want is
Granny don't.
Good God, I'm moist. Yes, I am.
raining all over me. I'm saturated. Hit the Tyson bell. What I don't want, it's going to happen anyway. Okay, people already started. They saw the thumbnail. Tears. All right, it's just what men are about now. They're about sensitivity, tears, getting butt hurt. That's what guys are about now. I do want to give this message to you guys. All right, I analyze boxing, and we have a fun time doing it. We talk about good things and we talk about bad things. Don't let your moisture ruin it. Hit the Tyson bell. And those are bars. I don't hate any of these guys. I love them very much. I know immediately somebody's going to get on a podium and say the black man, ShowBizz, the black. All right. I know that's number one. I disagree with you. So black man. All right. Where I told you guys time and time again, I talk about all boxing, no matter what, we all bleed red. I'm just having a good time and I'm giving a take. Now, I want you guys to let me know where I'm wrong. Okay, let me see. Boots move like a modern day Roy Jones. Not exactly. He fought nothing like Roy Jones against Stanionis. Boots Ennis actually put on a type of performance that was sickening as far as just dope. You know, and I want to say this. Informant Haney, Officer Dead. We're going to start with Haney. And we're going to go to Javante. We're going to go to Boots at the end. But I want to say this about Boots, just to give you a little prelude here. There were a lot of people in the comments because they didn't understand what I was saying. All right. And I think it's because they got a chip on their shoulder, because they're hearing a lot of people say Boots needs to move up. And they thought I was saying that when I wasn't. I was saying that Boots is unstoppable at 147. Just like Sugar Ray Robinson was at welterweight and Roy Jones Jr. at 154, 160. I'm just saying he's amazing at that weight class. That's all I'm saying. You know, there were certain people at certain. Tommy Hearns at 154 was sick, right? He just, you couldn't beat the guy. All right. Tommy Hearns at 154 was great. That says a lot about their greatness, right? Boots, we're going to look back. Him at 147 was ridiculous.
Okay, we're gonna look back at that. That's all I was. It made people, and that's not where I was going with it. I did say that Boots, we're gonna get his best from him when he's gonna have to try harder. He's gonna have to do more things. Of course, there's gonna be bigger guys with more things that you have to be aware of, and he's going to have to do extra things, and you're gonna really see him shine. But Boots and his fans, or black fans, or hating ShowBizz fans with not understanding what I was saying. And we're going to get some of that again, starting now with Devin Haney. Hold on, y'all. Let me give you guys the receipts. Prepare for the tears. All right. Let me give you guys the receipts. Hold on. Wait a second. Where the hell is my damn receipts? Every time. Here it is. Receipts, motherfucker! It's the Tyson Bear. Yes, Boots is him. My man said Boots is him. He's him. He's him. He's him. He's him. You're with him. He's your him. He's your him. He is him. He's your he's your man. He's your God. The guy is phenomenal. All right. Now let's do the Devin Haney. Here's what's ironic. All right. This is, once again, I love Devin Haney. I love Bill Haney. I'm a fan of theirs, both of them, actually. Why everybody hate Bill? I don't. I really like Bill. All right. Here's what's ironic.
A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think.
You know, Jose was telling me that they're asking for a little bit more weight, you know, maybe closer to 47. Just what does that tell you as a trainer, being that they want a little bit more weight?
Jose signed his contract on 144, but I believe now they're asking for 147. Jose signed his contract on 144, but I believe now they're asking for 147.
Jose signed his contract on 144, but I believe now they're asking for 147.
Which is fine with us. Jose's a big, tall guy. You know, he's big. He's been 140 for so many years that I think 147 he'll be so much stronger. And I think not having to cut those last 7 pounds, I think his confidence, his body's just gonna feel so comfortable that he's going out there and swing. And you know, I think it's gonna benefit Jose. You know, Devin Haney, you know, is also gonna feel comfortable because he's a big boy too. But I think in this case, I think it benefits Jose. So I'm glad. Jose signed his contract on 144, but I believe now they're asking for 147.
And who would have thought it figures?
Isn't it ironic? Who would have thought it figures? Isn't it? It's a little too ironic. I really do think. What is 147 minus 144? Let's start. 147 minus 144. Let me ask you guys, just a little math. If you can't do it, don't even try. Maybe somebody else will let you know. 147 minus 144. I'll give you some time. 3 pounds. You cannot make this shit up. Devin Haney sues Ryan Garcia for fraud because they agreed on 140. He misses it by 3 pounds. They restructure the contract so the fight can happen. At his very next fight, he agrees to 144 with Ramirez, can't do it, and want to restructure the contract for an extra 3 pounds? Isn't it ironic? You cannot make this up. Listen,
I know it's not exactly the same. I know what you're going to say. Ryan Garcia failed to make weight on the scale the night before the fight, so it's not the same. But don't y'all get the humor a little bit? Do you get the irony and the giggle a little? I get it. Just, do you get the chuckle a little bit? I'm not saying it's the same thing, but can we giggle? Let me see. I feel like Buzz should have fought Boots at 142. That's when would have put more percent, I know, on Bud resume and made him undisputed 147 twice instead. I said it a million times, but Bud Buddies didn't want it. So I'm over that. I'm over that. Listen, put the pounds on. Do y'all? Yep. Okay. Okay. Haney is not a clown. Haney's the villain. I'm just saying, bro. 3 pounds. My God. And here's the thing. I prefer it that way. I prefer him at 147. We just saw Boots at 147 do a thing. All right. We want 147 to be lit. Ryan Garcia going up there. Teofimo going up there. Devin Haney's going up there. Ah! Right? I mean, it's a good thing. Plus, you saw Devin Haney shredded up, heavily muscled. Yeah. Fight at where you're your most healthy. Yes, please. Fight where you're your most healthy. I remember saying that about Boots, and people went, I said, man, Boots would be even better at 154. He's just going to be healthier, not weight drain. Boots fan went, as if I wasn't the guy over and over again saying, Bud, fight Boots. Bud, fight Boots. Become 3-time undisputed, then go up and fight Canelo for 4-time undisputed. Bud Buddy said, you hate Bud. You a Boots fan. Now, I'm talking about, hey, man, Boots would be his best at one. Now, Boots fans are saying, you can't make this up. All right? So I do want Haney at 147. I'm not mad at that. I like that it's not at a catch weight and really at 147. Y'all got to stop the tweener shit. Y'all got to stop trying to find little leverages, because that way we don't know how good you really are. We don't know. Now there's questions on Tank, because Roach said he was too small. And everything had a rehydration clause. Brother, how good are you really? We just want to know. So do the Devin Haney. Do the Devin Haney. You're right. But that still doesn't mean it's not a little too ironic. I really do think. Let me see what y'all have to say. Let me see what y'all have to say. Let me see what y'all have to say. Devin, come on, bruh. Can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Battery. Punch the fair guy. Fraud. Can you restructure the contract from 144 to 147? This is hysterical. Let me see what y'all have to say. What else we got? What else we got? Biz, could Tank be at disadvantage coming in light? Big weight cuts equal bad, but cutting 140 to 135, showing up at 133.8 like Tank did. Yeah, I know. No, I agree with you. I think like Boots fight at 147, being unstoppable at 147. That's probably not the best Boots. We're gonna cut to the chase for a minute. Do the Devin Haney. Do the Devin 100%. Let's just talk about Boots real quick. And I'm gonna have to revisit this because the Boots segment is in the near future. It's after the Tank segment, all right, which is next. But still, Brian Norman Jr. That's my boy. That's my brother. He's like boxing business family when it comes for me. Brian Norman Jr. reached out early, and Brian Norman has never put ego, had his chin up. He still rocked with the war room. I love Brian Norman Jr. All right. But with that said, Brian Norman is talking about fighting in Japan. Boots inners and Boots fans, y'all better be careful, because they know Boots is too big at 147. Right. So they'll mess around and just kick that ball down the street a little bit until it becomes almost impossible for him to be at 147 and then fight a weight drain Boots. All right. So I just want you, while y'all going, I'm saying it could be to his detriment too.
Somebody like Boots, somebody like Brian Norman, who feels good at 147, can kick that ball down. All of a sudden, 2 years later, the fight in the making comes up, and now Boots look weight drained as hell, trying to become undisputed. And then Brian Norman can take a shot. That's what they do. All right. But let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about this. Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin, the American Dream Haney, done tagged out. Tank has tagged himself in. hold on. Let me see. Mustafa said, shit. Yeah. Tank and Bryant went at it in sparring. Best work we ever seen. Yeah, that's what they say. And I believe it. Listen, 2 years, that is diabolical, but it can easily happen. How long was Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence in the making? It can easily happen, bro. But listen. Tank Davis. I'm not talking to Tank. I'm talking to Tank Davis fanboys. I want y'all to understand the difference. I'm not talking to Tank. Tank's all right by me. I'm good. I really like the guy. You know what I mean? I think he's a fighter man's fighter. He acts like a fighter, has an attitude like a fighter, get angry. I like the guy. I really do. I don't give a damn how he feels about me. It doesn't matter to me. All right. But Tank Davis fanboys. I made a video covering the fact that Jake Paul said that him and Tank was going to happen, and it could still happen next. Tank Davis fanboys jumped in the comments and was mad at ShowBizz, as if I said it, mad at the Biz for covering it. ShowBizz, you shouldn't have covered it. Why? You shouldn't have covered it, ShowBizz. Why would you give that energy? ShowBizz, I don't believe Jake Paul. Gervonta wouldn't have done that. And the reason why the energy was like that in the comments is because they were goofing on Canelo Alvarez for the same shit. We all know that there's an inherent beef that came from Canelo and Floyd fans that has now been passed down to Gervonta and Canelo fans. So when Canelo was negotiating with Jake Paul, all of Tank fanboys were going, ha, ha. I was like, I hope that fight doesn't happen. It didn't happen. Good. But isn't it ironic that now Tank fans are looking at Tank doing the same damn thing? Hold on. Wait a minute. Do the tanky. Right. Brian Norman Jr. needs to earn the Boots fight, honestly. Okay. He isn't a household name. But he's a belt holder and he's a good fighter. So forget it. I don't care about the fancy stuff. And provides no legacy. One step to undisputed. Just like Terrence Crawford legacy at 140 was just him being undisputed. No household names really on his path to undisputed, but he became undisputed. You can't help but to do that. But what I'm saying is, he's a warrior. He has the belt. He's a champion. He has defended the title. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about names and pop culture? Or are we talking about warriorship? Boots need to move up to 154 and get, okay, so your bottom line is you want him to go to 154. But that argument you used didn't make sense. Let me see. Sadate, I'm your Huckleberry. Listen. Hold on real quick. Is Devin telling on himself like, is Ryan really better than him with that KO in the pros versus amateur years? And he's just trying to find resolve in knowing he can't beat Ryan by betraying like he can. I think he really wants to beat Ryan's ass. That's the Black Two Sugars. I believe Jake, that Netflix bag is hard to turn down. I believe Jake too. But what I'm saying is, isn't it ironic? I got the receipts. And everybody, all the Tank fanboys who wants to say, no, Tank wouldn't do that, because they just shitted on Canelo for the same damn thing. I got the receipts. Tank, isn't it ironic?
A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think.
Three names I want. I won't say.
No. All right. Who? He's gonna call? All right. Yeah, that's how I usually do. And backflip, knockout, backflip, call someone out.
No, I don't never call nobody out.
Ooh. So it'll be a first time. So more reason to tune in on March 1st.
Yeah, but I just told you that in the air. You said
There's a lot of mics here, man.
Product placement. How many is that for you today? 6, 7? That would be number 12. No, it is
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year? Is that the one you want next?
it's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Oh, well, what is?
You might see it in a minute.
But who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
How real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
Nice.
But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure. Nice.
Jim, but we do have an announcement next week, but I'm just not going to leak anything. And like, we've had these fights pulled twice now at the 1 yard line. Canelo Gervonta. So I'm just not gonna jinx it and say anything. Yeah, I mean, I'll be down.
You called out Canelo in the ring.
Is Jake Paul someone you'd want to take on at one point?
Yeah, tell him this is my call out. Jake Paul, what up? I don't never call nobody out.
Ooh, so it'll be a first time. So more reason to tune in on March 1st.
Yeah, but I just told you that in the air. You said
There's a lot of mics here, man.
What up, Jake Paul?
I have given you a shit ton of receipts right there for your eyes to see and for your ears to hear. And I wonder, what are you Tank fanboys going to say? It's not real because you don't want it to exist? Grow up. It was very real. When he said, who was it, Jake Paul? He said no comment. Why didn't he say hell no? Come on, y'all. Why did Jake Paul have that cutout board of Tank Davis? That wasn't prop for later, but the draw happened. Come on, y'all. He just called him out. Where you at, Jake Paul? I just wonder, what is it about men today where you can't be rooted in logic, rationale, and reality? Because your believies must be real. And let me tell you this. It was going to happen, and we all were going to watch it, and it was going to shut the internet down. It was going to be probably the biggest fight, money fight, bigger than Mike Tyson, probably. No matter all you guys who say you wouldn't be intrigued, you would have been, and we all would have watched it, and they would have gotten to the bag. That's the Black Two Sugars on Netflix. It was a big money fight. That's exactly what it was, bro. Let me see. Thank goodness for the draw. Matt, I hear you. Thank goodness for the draw. But we all would have watched it. Fanboys out here worse than groupies, throwing their tighty whities at their favorite fighter. Their feelings get hurt when other fighters call them out. I cannot believe it, because here's what it is. Here's what it is. We need to stop this. It doesn't matter. All right, because I'm gonna say two things. I'm gonna say two things that may hurt some feelings out here. Listen, man, love Tank as a fellow Baltimorean. Tank need to stop this. I get it for the money aspect. Boxing fans want Tank versus Shakur, Tank versus Keyshawn, Tank versus T.O., Tank versus Dev rematch with Ryan or something. I understand. They'll say Tank get into the bag and will make more than Crawford and Canelo. 100%, because let me tell you something. Canelo fanboy said the same damn thing. There ain't no difference between a Canelo fanboy and a Tank fanboy. There's no difference between fanboys and fanboys. And let me tell you, this is why I say fanboys aren't for their favorite fighters. They're for them, right? They would move the goalposts and they would change their argument and they would lie to themselves, and then they would attack you. They would attack me, right? They would do whatever it takes to protect their feelings they have for that young man. Why? Because it's not Tank versus his op. It's the fanboy of Tank versus a fanboy of somebody else. They're trying to win their arguments in comments. You're not getting paid. You're not in the damn ring. But for some reason, you're in this alternate reality where you think that you get something out this shit. The only thing you get is great matchups, and that's the black two sugars. But with that said, I got Jake Paul. Feel like you've been gone forever, Biz. Glad you had some family time. Been using Emma Frost, me too, all last week on Rivals. But put the snow on, y'all. Emma Frost is almost OP. Amigo is right with Floyd filing bankruptcy. Jake and Floyd is next. Then Jake and Manny exhibition fight, probably. Sadate, why Johnny? You look like someone walked over your great funny. Doc Holliday, hilarious. Hit the Tyson Bell. I got Jake. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think Jake Paul beat him. I think Jake Paul will beat him. I'm not lying. I think Jake Paul will beat him. He's 5'5" with T-Rex arms. One of the best fighters I've ever seen. But on top of that, though, I get that. I'm not sure how he hits, how he hurts Jake. I don't. If Jake is standing there, like this, I'm not sure if he hurts him then. But if he's standing there like this, he got a chance. But Jake ain't going to stand there like this. Jake going to say, bam, 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 bam. And he's going to bounce back. Wham, boom. Brother, he's 5'5", 135 against a 6'2", 6'3", 220-pound man. That is ridiculous. That is not, I don't know about by KO. I'm just saying that is ridiculous. You don't do that shit. Jake Paul ain't close to the class of Tank Davis, but I just don't see what happened. Are you serious? Very much. Very much. Can you imagine if Jake Paul throws a right, misses, and then grab Tank and lean on him all fight? Dude, stop the what? Y'all right. Let me see. Fanboys fight harder than other fighters they defend. I'm saying, pause. Body shots, Biz. He couldn't hurt Lamont. Y'all just got to see it. Y'all got to see Jake Paul now. He couldn't hurt Lamont. If Jake Paul at 220 pounds is like this, did y'all see De La Hoya versus Shaq? De La Hoya couldn't hurt Shaq. But either way, and that's why people will want to see it. Let me see. Like Tank fighting Usyk. I'm saying, y'all cry all day when I say Tank at 140. Y'all go, hey, you want Tank versus Tyson Fury. Tank 5 pounds higher. Tank and Tyson Fury. Okay, Jake Paul beats him. He's a heavyweight. Stop capping, Biz. What the hell's going on around Tank, 5 pounds. Jake Paul too big. Stop capping, Biz. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Let me get my maximum effort. I love it, bro. Biz versus Tank Fanboys. Brother, it's been Biz versus Fanboys forever because we about to tag out Tank and about to tag in Boots. Now, Boots and his Fanboys got mad at the Biz for saying this.
All right, Boots, we're not going to really see the best from Boots until he has to worry about the punches that he's taking, okay? And that's going to be north of 147. He actually looks like a middleweight. He's definitely a middleweight. So shout out to Boots for looking amazing. But at the same time, you know, he's just too big. Pause. He's just too big for 147. And now that he's lineal and unified, he might as well continue on. You know, Brian Norman, Barrios, they're next on the chopping block for Boots. Boots is looking to be undisputed before he moves up. And, you know, you can't really fault the man for that. If you can become undisputed and make history in the 4-belt era, you know, I hear you. If that's what you want to do, by all means, okay?
What did I say wrong? Hold on. People literally cried. People literally cried. This guy said Biz equals Jake Fanboy with exclamation marks. Let me tell you, I lost $20,000 betting on Mike Tyson to beat Jake Paul. 20 grand. Until you lose 20 grand on anybody, shut your ass up. Number 2, I was hired by MVP on a contract to work the fight. That's Jake Paul's promotion company. I sat there in the home of Jake Paul and said, Mike Tyson's going to whoop his ass. Kept it a bean on MVP. Until you do something like that, shut your ass up. Let me see. That's Rocky versus Thunderlips. I'm saying. But here's my question. Here's my question. What on the 60-year-old Mike Tyson, and I did it in public, but here's my thing. That's real biz, 100%. So, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. People say stuff, don't even know what the hell they talking about. Y'all want Biz to keep it real. The War Room is the realest community there is. But I want to say this. What did I say wrong? Cook Biz, we cooking. What did I say wrong? I never once said that Boots needs to go up to 154. I actually said it makes sense for him to stay at 147. What did I say wrong? What? Listen again.
All right, Boots, we're not going to really see the best from Boots until he has to worry about the punches that he's taking, okay? And that's going to be north of 147. He actually looks like a middleweight. He's definitely a middleweight. So shout out to Boots for looking amazing. But at the same time, you know, he's just too big. Pause. He's just too big for 147. And now that he's lineal and unified, he might as well continue on. You know, Brian Norman, Barrios, they're next on the chopping block for Boots. Boots is looking to be undisputed before he moves up. And, you know, you can't really fault the man for that. If you can become undisputed and make history in the 4-belt era, you know, I hear you. If that's what you want to do, by all means, okay?
People don't listen. Hold on. Let me see. If you keep listening to Sean instead of listening to me, you're not going to be successful. Hold on. Wait a second. You keep it in the beat. See, this is day one shit right here. Where is it? Here it is.
If you keep listening to Sean and not listening to me, you're not going to be successful.
Somebody said something else. And I really want to highlight it. Let me see. Oh, I want to highlight it because in highlighting it, you get to see it, and it has more of an effect. Hold on, let me see. Let me see, y'all. I think I'm getting there. Senior Citizen is somewhere around there. Cook Biz, Thunder Lips. Wait a second. Skills pay the bills. Right here. 20 grand. You kept it real stupid. No matter what, that's not the point. The point is, I'm not a Jake Paul fanboy. So everybody take that shit back. Let me see. If you keep listening, 100%. Hold on. Let me see what you have to say. You did say Boots ducked Ortiz. Yes, I did. When he clearly say he wanted to be undisputed at 147. Come on, G. But you say that part and you missed. I spoke for 2 weeks on why I said it was a duck. And you're going to say that and be like, come on, G, you forgot everything else I done said. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you don't give a shit anyway. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to show you why it was ironic, why I said what I said. And here is the Boots ironic section.
A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think.
All right, Boots, we're not going to really see the best from Boots until he has to worry about the punches that he's taking, okay? And that's going to be north of 147.
Different types of fights. What'd you think of your performance tonight?
My performance was okay. You know, I don't know, man. I think it might be time to go to 54, yo.
Did you feel differently?
I felt good, but I just, I feel like at 54, I'm gonna be way better, and my pop gonna be how it's supposed to be. I'm getting older now. I'm 27. I'll be 28 next year.
We're not going to really see the best from Boots until he has to worry about the punches that he's taking.
You know, I know if I fight a way better guy, I'm gonna be crazy. You know, I'm gonna be on point. You know, that's what's gonna make me better. You know,
and that's going to be north of 147.
I feel like at 54, I'm gonna be way better, and my pop gonna be how it's supposed to be.
And who would have thought it's bigger?
Jackasses. Y'all mad at the biz? I'm only repeating what Boots said. What the hell is going on around here? I don't get this. How are you mad at the biz and defending Boots when Boots said it? Boots said it. With all great fighters, you only see their greatness when they get pressed to their limits. Exactly. And they are able to overcome the challenge. And Boots just said that. Exactly. You're a hater if you critique and a glazer if you praise. Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Biz hit the Tyson bell. You got that right. Let me see what Matt has to say. We won't see the Ortiz fight until Ortiz has a title and Boots get undisputed 147 at this point to maximize hype and business. Probably ShowBizz. Who you got? The Eubank versus Ben fight. We'll talk about that as that get closer, but I got Eubank, as I said before. Hit the Tyson bell. The truth of the matter is, and I'm going to repeat it, and y'all don't have to agree. That's the beauty. I'm an independent thinker, and you can be too. The reason why I said that he ducked Virgil Ortiz is because the fight was on the table, on the fight card of the century. Turki Al-Sheikh was given big money for that fight before Madrimov, him versus Virgil Ortiz. And the reason why I said it was a duck is because that was fresh from the fight with Karen when he said, it's time to go to 154. You'll get the best out of me and I have more pop. So if he's saying it's time to go to 154, you'll get the best from me. He wants to go there. And they offer big money, Virgil Ortiz, that the fans demand. And he say, no, I say Duckaroni pizza. Now, the beauty of it all is you don't have to agree with me. But that doesn't mean that I have no grounds to stand on to say what I'm saying. Hit the Tyson bell. Hold on. Let me see what y'all have to say. Let the haters hate. Keep cooking. 100%. Like you said, Biz, fanboys are about themselves, not their favorite fighter. Every time. People don't realize real love means. You will give good criticism. Love, right, isn't agreeing with everything. So exactly. Because Boots at 147 is the most dominant looking fighters today. And that's awesome. Let me see. He was being forced to say he's going to 154 because of the media and Eddie Hearn. He kept saying his plans at 147. He was being forced to say he going to 154 because of the media. Wrong. And Eddie Hearn, he kept saying, no, you're trying to shape it and you're lying. And you're trying to shape it for your best interest, but you're not fighting. Just say you love Boots is fine. He's going to whoop ass at 147 and 154. It really doesn't matter. He is that damn talented. But Boots is saying 154. Right after that, it was Eddie Hearn saying 147. The businessman Eddie Hearn was the one pushing for him to be at 147. Bozy Ennis is saying 147. Boots is saying 154 because he's burning himself out and he's tired of that 147 shit. Out of Boots' mouth is 154. Out of the business mouths is 147. You know that to be true. You've seen it time and time again, but you're going to try to lie as if we don't know better. This is the war room. You just got caught in a lie. Let me see. I became a Boots supporter this weekend, but I have questions. Is Boots taking those hooks from Norman, Ryan, Ortiz? I know. And them, which why I always have. He's going to take the punches he can. He ain't going to take any punches that he doesn't want to. The dude is a slick fighter. So if he doesn't want to take that punch, he ain't going to take that. That's what I'm saying. You're going to really see how him flourish when he's going up against a person who can hurt him. That's when you're going to really see how dope he is. And like you said, which is not bad to say, I get it. There's a lot of new Boots fans right now because of the Stanionis fight. The same people that were crickets when he fought Karen. That's because that's how fickle the fan base is. They looking for another taint to grasp onto. Right now, Tank Davis is in a low spot because of the draw. Everybody want to know, who can I defend now? What team I could jump on now and defend? Who can I leverage to say you're against black people? Who can I leverage to be like, he's a PBC? He's not even a PBC fighter. You hearing PBC shit? Because those that's a little left over right now in the void of Tank Davis is grasping onto Boots now. Just fair weather fans, and we expose them all, and we want y'all to be boxing fans. That's the Black Two Sugars. All right. Okay. Let's move forward. Oh, we done ironic. We're done with ironic. All right. Let me get my Black Two Sugars. We're about to take a quick break. Philo, my girl. Whatever Philo got to say. Interesting point about Boots allowing himself to get hit because the punch not a threat. Right. I wish I kept this. I wish I kept his backhand up before. Yeah, well, me too. But the thing is, if you can walk through somebody and get him out early, do that shit. Right. If you can take the chance that dude can't break through what you're doing, go knock him, go mow him down. And that's what Boots is going to do, which is why I said when he moves up and people start swatting more, you're going to see even more stuff from Boots. Boots going to be even better. He's most dominant at welterweight, but he's not going to be his best until you really start seeing him do shit at 154. That's all I was saying. But Boots fans are so used to trying to defend people that they attacked me, not knowing that I was giving the brother praise. Hit the Tyson Bell. I compared him to Roy Jones Jr. at 154. Still, they so used to Tank grasping that they heard me say that and went, hit the Tyson Bell. They don't know what the hell they're listening to. They just want to defend another guy. Let me get another man to defend. Defend yourself. Okay, everybody, let's go to the knockouts.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Knockout.
Oh my God, Phil! What the freak did you just do?
I king, I do a die king. I take purple to the head like a Viking. Free drinks to a.
You guys okay?
Oh, no fucking kidding, dude.
Okay, dude, what's wrong?
We already in the grind.
Being there at work, you already know how I go.
Give you a little something extra.
Oh yeah, go
Show
ahead.
you everything is possible. Nothing's impossible.
Get him right, coach. Get him right. Get him right, coach. Coach, you good?
Those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot?
I hope. Y'all.
Knockouts.
That brother said, who shot who? The way he was rubbing his knee, he knew what happened. He knew what happened. He knew what happened, dog. That brother said, who shot who? He knew exactly what happened, brother. He knew exactly what happened. Okay, everybody. Let's move forward. Charles Baker, favorite segment around the ring.
Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man.
Yeah,
They can't get it, man.
Esa es la cosa. Esa, esa.
Who do you want to see more, though, out of those two? Who do you think is going to win? If Garcia does fight Haney as planned this fall, who wins that fight, in your opinion? The
Man, I
rematch.
don't care as long as I'm over there in the other line. You know, as long as I'm there next year, that's all that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? They're moving up to 147.
Yep.
I'm still at 140. So they'll at least get like a little head start of the welterweight division. So to everybody at 147, beware. You know, Teofimo is coming to conquer the 147 division. And look, I'm just thankful. I'm grateful overall. Whoever wins, Ryan and Haney, put them in front of me, we'll beat them. It don't matter. Either one can get it.
Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man.
Yeah,
They can't get it, man.
Hit the Titus bell. Texas South said, "No, you stay at 140, little TL. You're gladiator." So these fighters are going up to 147. There's a lot of money fights there. That's more reason why Boots may try to drain himself to stay, pause, at 147. You got Ryan Garcia there. That's money. His Excellency Turk Al-Sheikh would make that happen. He would. Teofimo Lopez and Boots is what they're trying to make happen already. Right after Boots versus Barboza, if he could get past him. Right? I mean, dude, Haney's been calling out Boots for a while. So, you know, what did Matt say about money? Okay. Which, oh my God, which reminds me, I will be live May 1st. Everybody get your tickets. The link is in the description box. We will be talking boxing live at the City Winery in New York, May 1st. Doors open at 6. The party starts at 7:30. I will be live on stage. There will be guests. We're getting the guests now. Hopefully I can announce all the guests soon. Make sure you guys hit the link and buy your tickets. Hold on. The tickets are almost sold out, but there's still some tickets left. Let me see. Biz, LOL, Boots said it might be time. He never said he is going to 154. Don't misquote him. Yeah, that's why you laugh, because I never said that. Hit the title. So don't misquote me, jackass. So listen. Another thing, all right? Rolly Romero, how he was looking in sparring, okay? How Rolly Romero was looking in sparring. He may go out under 4. It doesn't look like he was cracking. His delivery system is killing me. I'm not sure if he was cracking an egg. I know he can swat, but that didn't look that damn powerful. It didn't look that powerful. That's the black two sugars. Philo, don't even worry about it, Philo. That's the black two sugars. All right, and how fat his punches were, and how a left-hander or any punch, any left hand can really rock Rolly. You know, those fat punches, and how great Ryan is with the left. That may be one. That may be one. That's the black two sugars. All right, that it may be one pretty early. I may have to put my money on it on my bookie. All right, everybody, I may have to put my money on under 4 on my
bookie that I wanna try.
Okay, everybody, let's check out the X-File.
Twitter fingers.
Cheese. His name is Cheese.
It's cheese, snitches. X-Files, mother.
Okay, here's the X-Files. So, DJ, that's my DJ, Derek James is training Alicia Baumgardner for her next fight. That is amazing. I can't wait to see what that looks like. My boy Shoo Carrington is now a brand ambassador for Ring Magazine. Being a rising star and future champion, he is now ambassador, and that's dope to have somebody like Shoo get that shine. And breaking news, it looks like July 12th at London Wembley Stadium, we're going to have Dubois versus Usyk, or Usyk versus Dubois, the rematch. All right, and a lot of people were looking forward to that. So those are some good X-Files. Yeah, shout out to Shoo. And it's great that Ring Magazine is highlighting such a young star, right? Or a young rising star, or could be potential future star, and make him an ambassador of Ring Magazine. That is really dope. Shout out to Bruce Carrington, because I know you got the goods, brother. And I've been praising your name for a while. Abdullah Mason is another one. Carmel Moulton, a lot of you guys. Vargas, a lot of you guys, man. I've been praising your name for a while now. All right, Xander Zayas, a lot of those guys are fantastic fighters. Moses, Atuma, y'all Agakaba, y'all Fabio Worley, like some fantastic fighters that I think is going to be the future. Ben Whitaker is fighting this weekend. We'll see what happens with that Cameron rematch. Andy Cruz, I know he's older, but he's still new to the pro division. The future looks bright. Still, Ryan Garcia, they still young. Teofimo Lopez, Devin, the American Dream, Haney, they still young. Shakur Stevenson. So, I mean, the future just looks very lit. Keyshawn Davis, I want to fight. Let me see. AJ needs to go back to DJ. Yeah, probably. Shoo versus Ford. Who you got? I got Ford. Great scrap. Shoo. Okay, right. Not young. His pro career is. All right. We got one more minute, and we definitely got time for another knockouts. Let's do the knockouts part 2.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Knockout.
Fuck!
Nick, just lift the fucking weights off the, nope, just fucking unload them one at a time on the side. Motherfucker! No, this isn't your fucking fault. I'm waiting out, this is gonna be 45. I can do this. No, I can't fucking, I'm stuck. Okay. You're good? I'm fucking done.
Don't want to pull a hammy. Let's do it. Is that sturdy? Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of smoke. Okay, where am I landing?
Over here.
Landing. Oh, we're on that side? Okay, thanks, Emerson. Ready?
That's one of the things we've reminded people, that you're not just putting yourself at risk, you're putting first responders at risk. Hey there, I'm with KHOU, just wondering what is it like seeing this right now?
Shit, you tell me.
Let's hear from you, darling.
I kept my balloon because I saw you outside and you look and sound and your answers were just as good as you look. But I have one more question for you though. Before I decide if I actually pop my balloon, could you give me a kiss?
Like on your cheek?
On the cheek?
Don't play with me. Give me a kiss.
Come in.
All y'all bitches popped the balloons and that's who I wanted to take home and it worked.
But he's easy.
Very easy. I don't give a fuck. I like him. I like him. I like him. But the game was 5 minutes.
The reason why I kissed her, because I was going to choose her anyway.
But, okay. But, I'm transgender.
What?
God have mercy
upon us. Like you was born a dude?
Yeah.
Knockouts.
Listen. Not everybody play that shit. You're serious on I don't give a damn. Not everyone play that shit though. For real. Right. Like that's not a joke for everybody. That's and to do that in public, he can never take that away. That is viral. Not everybody play that shit. We fight, brother. We definitely fight. All right, we definitely fight. It's going viral for many reasons. Going viral for many reasons. All right, that's the black. I'm seriously, not everybody play that shit. For real. For real. Okay, no comment. You know, it really just. I'm just saying. Let me see. Got a check in that throat. Well, he just didn't. It was hard to imagine. All right, that because of that could be a lawsuit. Put the fight on. Hit the Tyson bell. Okay. Before we do the horror short reaction, all right, I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you guys before we do the reaction. What did y'all disagree with? Isn't it ironic? I just want to know. Where did I go wrong? Sarate? She was lying. I believe she was. I'm just saying nobody plays that shit. Not everybody play that shit. She was a cis woman, I'm sure. That Jake can beat Tank. That wasn't okay. No. That's not a isn't it ironic thing. That's just what I think, right? But don't worry about that. Show it again. No. Nowhere. I just really want, because in the comments, people want to try to get busy. Pause. Homie, yeah, LOL. Weight classes matter. Jake beats Tank was a bad take, y'all believe, all right? I'm going to stand on it. You cook, Biz. Thank you so much. I'm going to stand on it. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, bro. One, I saw Jake train in person. I saw him train in person, bro. It would be very difficult for a 5'5" Tank to be getting busy enough. It's all I'm saying. He's going to have to hit him with a lot of shots, not just one. The 5'5", short arm, 135. Don't forget, y'all said he's tiny, so he can't put on no weight. He's too small. 135, 5'5" Tank. Look at his legs. See, I saw Jake Paul's head. I saw his legs. Jake Paul will be the A side. There won't be no testing. I saw how he moves. I saw his tour. I saw how, brother, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for a Tank to get in there, bro. Pause. Listen, bro. This is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do. All right. If you're under 6 feet, if let's say only the 5'9" people can do this. If you're 5'8", 5'9", something like that, 5'10", I want you to go up to your 9-year-old cousin, nephew, or whatever, and bounce backwards and shoot a jab. Don't hit the kid, but just throw it over there. And just think about Tank trying to get inside. Just think about it. Back foot. Just think of, I'm just saying, try to picture it. I understand Tank's an athlete, but he got to be Sonic the Hedgehog to zoom in and zoom out. In reality. And if he does get in, Jake going to throw a winging shot. Tank's going to cover up, and then he's going to grab him and put 220 pounds on those little legs. On those 135-pound legs. I'm saying, listen, if Tank wins, he'll win. But it's not crazy to think that a 5'5", 135-pound Tank Davis won't beat a 6'2", 220-pound Jake Paul. It's not crazy. That's all. That's facts. Just, I can understand if you think Jake Paul would be like this and not do anything. I'm saying, okay, that's all right. That's a simple fit, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Don't believe me, because Tank is big enough to fight Jake Paul, but too small to fight 140. That's really the ironic thing. All right. Let me see. If Jake never had a fight or never trained, then maybe, right. But the limited experience Jake has gives him the, I'm saying, bruh. That's all. It's not like he doesn't know how to throw a good jab or right hit. He doesn't know how to function. He's had a lot of bouts. His jab is trash. It doesn't matter though, because the leverage, the physics of it. But that's okay. Either way, y'all saying that Tank is big enough to fight Jake Paul, but too small for 140. That's all. I just want to make sure that's what y'all saying. What do you think is best for boxing? Boxer prospects like Schofield and Mace fighting 10, 12 fights in, or feeding them cans for 12, 20 fights to build them? Well, I do like that they're trickling in some good fighters. I think that's best, as long as they fight very often. Those guys, well, not Schofield so much, but Abdullah Mason, every time you turn the TV on, he's fighting. So what he's doing is what they did with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had 13 fights in 1 year. So if you're that busy, it doesn't hurt. He just turned 19, 20. Look how many fights he got. So if you're fighting that much, It does. If you're fighting only twice a year, then that's different. But if you're fighting 6-7 times a year, bro, right? I mean, give him another year, he'll be at a title fight. It's all good. It's all good. Jake is not a threat. Okay. Tank wins. It doesn't matter. All right, everybody. So let's go. Jake is a YouTuber. Please stop. That's right. So let's move on. Let's move on. Right? We're not going to agree. Okay. We're not going to agree. Tank Davis is big enough to fight Jake Paul, but too small for 140. We're just gonna that's what we're going with. That War Room. We all can agree with that. He's big enough to fight Jake Paul, too small to fight an op at 140. We're just gonna rock with that, and we can agree to disagree. Actually, I agree with y'all. All right. Okay, y'all ready? y'all ready? Boxing ain't a street fight. Yeah. Okay. Look, man, look, stop already. Look, hold on. I'm getting excited about Inoue versus Cardenas May 7th fight. Yeah, I mean, that is the best weekend that I've seen in boxing history. Not a lot of people are saying that. That's the best weekend I've seen in boxing history. That Friday, well, May 1st is ShowBizz the Adult live performance at the City Winery in New York. May 2nd is the card with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. May 3rd is Canelo versus William Skull to regain undisputed if he can. And then May 4th is Inoue that Sunday. That is the craziest weekend in boxing history, period. All right. And we're going to be there for it, War Room. I want to say this too, real quick. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Right, that fight probably never materialized, but understand that Jake Paul will be the A side. He's going to be on Netflix, all right, and it's going to be an 8-round fight. So it's not even going to be a 12-round fight. It's going to be an 8-round fight. The ring is probably going to be big as shit, all right, or it doesn't even matter, big or small, but I think probably big for Jake Paul to take a step back and move around the ring backwards, all right. So he have to cover all this distance. There's going to be a lot of things in Jake Paul's favor, plus no VADA testing. So he's going to be absorbing shots. I'm just saying it's really not a good idea. All right, it's not a good idea. A lot of y'all are going to be really upset because if Tank doesn't knock out a 220, which makes no sense to knock out Jake Paul, if he doesn't knock him out, people are going to be cracking the hell up and they're going to be clowning Tank. Right? So it's a lose-lose for Tank, to be honest. All right, so everybody, let's go with the horror shorts. The boxing segment is over. We're going to do us a horror short. Okay. Are you guys ready? I haven't, of course, the horror shorts I haven't seen. This was requested. I don't even know how good this horror short is. We had one that was pretty trash, in my opinion. Let me see. Okay. Here's the horror short. Butt clenched in your horror shorts.
That movie had been about black people, wouldn't even been no movie.
That's scary as hell. That's what they be saying.
All right, everybody, here's the horror shorts. Hold on. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. All right. Let me get the display ready. Okay, y'all ready? Let's go. Shut the door. Okay. Oh, at 10:04. Shit. Fuck. Fuck. Take it easy. Oh my God. Why did you get there at exactly 10:04?
Jack. Jack?
What?
Hey, are you in there?
What are you doing here?
You left the party white as a ghost, like you forgot something. Just came to check on you.
I told you everything's fine, just leave.
You left your front door wide
It's
open.
not safe here.
Jack. I think there's something in your house.
You have to leave. Right now.
I can't. It hurt me. Jack, please.
Dumbass!
Just please. Just let me in.
Post-it notes!
Oh, God. It's getting closer. I can feel it. It's coming up the stairs. Jack. I don't want to die. Open the door.
You dumb, stupid ass.
Hey, man. I was just about to call you. Where you at? Jack? Jack, you there?
You know what, man? Wait. That's it? Man, listen, dog. Yo, dumb. You come on, man, with the dumb shit. Hit the Tyson Bear. Come on with the dumb shit, dog. Now you got post-it notes everywhere. What are you doing? You hear that the things are out there. You know yourself. See, he was dumb as hell when he stepped in the room, butt clenched at 10:04. He just got there. If I know shit like that goes down, I'm in my room at 7:04. I'm not in no party and squeaking in at 10:04. I'm in my room at 7:04, bro. That's every night. 0 out of 10. Because you're dumb as hell. Marvin Sapp would have told him, close them doors. Bruh, hit the Tyson bell. I'm there. I'm in my room at 6 o'clock. You like this one? I mean, it's a good concept. But you had to see, here's the thing. It was a great concept, and my butt clenched for nothing. Sadate, butt clenched for nothing. Because I saw the hands, and I'm like, okay, the butt clench is a great concept. Butt clench. I hate when y'all do that. I hate when y'all do that. You get me my back arch, and I'm scared. I'm looking around the room all for nothing. All right, don't build it up for nothing. I mean, it was a good concept, but that was a dumbass main character. If those were black people, there wouldn't be no damn movie. But, hey, don't give. I'm just playing, dog. I'm just playing. Yeah, back arch is crazy. That's a pause. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. All right. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. Tomorrow we have the hump day. Then we have a video on Thursday, the Facts Friday, and I will be calling the Ben Whitaker fight this weekend. I gotta see, if that was just a mishap, if he wasn't preparing right, if he's going to come back that much better. Either way, Cameron deserved the win. All right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like even Gervonta versus Lamont Roach too. If Gervonta knocks him out in the first round, still Lamont Roach deserved the win, the first fight. Right? It's not that Lamont Roach is better, but that night he was, right? So it's kind of like the same thing. Cameron, probably not better than Ben Whitaker, but that night he was, and he deserved it. And Ben Whitaker tried to bail himself out. That shit was just ridiculous. All right? But let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz adult. I'm out. Hump. He's whack. He may be dope. He may be cold. He may have had a bad night. We'll see. We'll see this weekend. I'm out.